Season 1 of his Dark Materials introduces Lyra Silvertongue, a young girl raised as a ward of Jordan College whose only friends are a servant boy named Roger and her demon Pan. Demons are physical manifestations of their human counterpart's soul, who take the form of an animal. Lyra admires her uncle, Lord Asriel, an explorer researching parallel worlds and the dust, which were particles of consciousness that the religious magisterium believed was proof of the original sin, and should therefore be destroyed. Asriel believed that the dust represented sentience and free will, and thus must be studied and protected. When Roger, Egyptian boy named Billy Costa, and a series of other children are kidnapped by a mysterious group known as Gobblers, Lyra becomes determined to find and save her friend. A woman named Marisa Coulter arrives at Jordan College and offers to mentor Lyra and help her save Roger. Before leaving on her expedition, Jordan College's master uses an alethiometer, also referred to as a golden compass, to discover Lyra's mysterious importance for the future. The master gives Lyra the alethiometer, a rare and hard to interpret device that can truthfully answer any question asked of it, but warns her not to tell Mrs. Coulter about it. While traveling with Mrs. Coulter, Lyra discovers that the woman actually worked for the Magisterium and was head of the General Oblation Board of London, or GOB, which is where the Gobbler name is derived. When the Magisterium attempts to replace Coulter with Father MacPhail, she secures her position by offering to turn over Lord Asriel, who was currently imprisoned in Svalbard by Iofur Ragnarsson, King of the Armored Bears. Upon discovering that Mrs. Coulter was behind the mysterious child kidnappings, Lyra and Pan flee, only to be captured by Gobblers. Lyra and Pan are rescued by the Egyptians, whose group includes Coram van Texel, Lord John Fa, and Ma Costa, the mother of the kidnapped Billy. Lyra joins them on their journey north to rescue the missing children, and along the way Ma Costa reveals to Lyra that her birth parents were actually Lord Asriel and Mrs. Coulter. Asriel had an affair with Coulter and then was forced to kill Coulter's husband when he came looking for revenge. On their journey, Lyra and the Egyptians also team up with Texan aeronaut Lee Scoresby, Coram's former witch lover Seraphina, and disgraced and enslaved armored bear Yorick Burnison. Lyra and Yorick find and save Billy Costa, who has been surgically removed from his demon, but he dies shortly after being reunited with his family. Lyra is then captured by the Gobblers once again and taken to the other kidnapped children, where she is reunited with Roger. Mrs. Coulter arrives and saves Lyra from having to undergo the experimental procedure which separates a human from their demon, and tries to convince Lyra to join her cause. The Egyptians Yorick, Scoresby, and Seraphina arrive to save the children, killing the Gobbler scientists and mercenaries and destroying the demon-severing machines. While the Egyptians take the rescued children home to the south, Lyra and Roger join Yorick and Scoresby on a hot air balloon to rescue the captured Asriel in Svalbard. Although Scoresby crash lands, Lyra makes it to Svalbard, where Yorick and Iofur fight. Ultimately, Yorick defeats and kills Iofur, making him the new king of the Armored Bears. The group then reunites with Asriel. As Mrs. Coulter and the Magisterium military arrive to confront Asriel, he takes Roger to the top of the mountain near the Aurora Borealis and severs him from his demon, killing him but opening a portal to a parallel world. Asriel asks Mrs. Coulter to abandon the church and accompany him in his quest to take down the authority, but she refuses. A distraught Lyra, devastated over her father killing her best friend, follows him through the portal. Meanwhile, throughout the season, we also follow a teenager from our world named Will Perry, who is caring for his sick mother following the disappearance of his father, Colonel John Perry, 13 years prior. It turns out John had accidentally discovered and passed through a portal into Lyra's world, and had been world hopping ever since. And now Mrs. Coulter's villainous lover and lackey Lord Boreal has come to Will's world in search of information on how to find the mysterious John. When Will accidentally kills one of Boreal's men in self-defense, he goes on the run and finds himself accidentally passing through a portal. I want to cut in real quick and tell you about this video's sponsor, Extra Wallets. Extra makes super cool and sleek minimalist wallets that make it easy to carry your cash in your pocket without all that bulky mess from a more traditional wallet. They've got a variety of different types of wallets, from the aluminum, the leather, and the leather with the fold for all those extra cards or cash. Plus, each extra wallet can hold 6 of your cards in the top, which are easily accessible with the press of a button. So that's pretty cool. Extra also makes it so you'll never lose your wallet again. They have built-in pockets for Apple AirTags, or you can buy one of their wallet trackers, which you just put in your wallet, you connect it to an app on your phone, and you'll never lose your wallet again. I genuinely love my Extra wallet, and I think it makes the perfect holiday gift. I mean, I know exactly what I'm gonna give all my family and friends, but don't spoil the surprise, please. So visit shop.extra.com/recapandchill or use promo code RECAP at checkout for 40% off your Christmas Extra wallet order. That's shop.extra.com/recap_chill. Thanks so much to Extra for sponsoring this video. The link is in the description. Now let's get back to the recap. In Season 2 of his Dark Materials, Will enters a new world, finding himself in the city of Cittàgazze. When Lyra follows Asriel through his portal, she also finds herself in Cittàgazze, where she meets Will. Will is shocked by the concept of demons and all of the other strange happenings that aren't present in his world. Lyra and Will then learn from two children, Angelica and Paola, that Cittàgazze had no adults, as evil spirits known as specters devoured human souls upon reaching adulthood. Together, the duo travel through the portal back to Will's world, where Lyra believes she can learn more about Dust and Asriel's quest. In Will's world, the alethiometer leads Lyra to physicist Mary Malone, who was conducting her own research on dust, which she refers to as dark matter. Lyra explains parallel worlds and dust to Mary, and Mary shows Lyra a machine she had built to communicate with dust. Lyra learns from the machine that Mary would somehow be important in the future. Lyra then learns from the alethiometer that Will's father, John, was still alive, so the two head off to find him. Unfortunately, Lyra is confronted by Boreal, who steals her alethiometer. Boreal offers to return the compass if they deliver to him an object known as the Subtle Knife, which was locked inside a tower in Cittàgazze. The Subtle Knife had the ability to cut open a portal into any universe. Inside the tower, Lyra and Will meet Giacomo Paradisi, the bearer of the knife. Will becomes the knife's new bearer and is taught how to use it by Giacomo, who then ends his own life before his soul can be devoured by specters. Lyra and Will then use the knife to steal the alethiometer back from Boreal. Meanwhile, in Lyra's world, Mrs. Coulter captures and interrogates a witch to learn more about a mysterious prophecy. The witches believed that Lyra was a new Eve who would determine the fate of the dust in the upcoming Great War between Lord Asriel's side, who wanted to protect the dust and free Will, and the Magisterium, who wanted to destroy dust to keep control over people. Before the captured witch can reveal to Coulter that Lyra is the prophesied Eve, Witch Queen Rudiscati arrives and kills her friend to silence her, then kills the church's Cardinal Sturrock before fleeing. With Sturrock dead, a new cardinal needed to be elected, and Coulter supports her ally MacPhail, who orders the bombings of witch territories to gain support. MacPhail is named the new cardinal, giving Mrs. Coulter more power in the Magisterium. Meanwhile, Lee Scoresby finds John Perry, who asks for help in finding the Subtle Knife and its bearer, which would be vital weapons for Lord Asriel's cause in his war against the Authority and the Magisterium. Scoresby is convinced to join John's mission, and the two travel through a portal to Cittàgazze. But they're not the only ones searching for Lyra and Will. Mary learns from her machine that the dust was actually angels who have intervened in human evolution across time in a quest for vengeance. The angels tell her that Lyra was the new Eve, and that Mary was the serpent who needed to help Lyra gain knowledge. And so Mary travels to Cittàgazze to find Lyra and is protected from the specters by the angels. Mrs. Coulter kills Boreal for failing to capture Lyra and heads to Cittàgazze to capture her herself. The specters don't devour her soul, as Coulter had suppressed her own humanity. And when MacPhail learns about the Eve prophecy, he sends his own Magisterium army to Cittàgazze to hunt Lyra. As the Magisterium forces arrive in the city, Ruta, Serafina, and the witches arrive, as do Scoresby and John, and they attempt to fight the Magisterium off, with John using his new shaman powers to take out countless enemies. Ultimately, Lee Scoresby sacrifices himself while fighting against the Magisterium soldiers to allow John to escape. As John finally reunites with Will and begins telling him of the important role he will play in the upcoming war, a Magisterium soldier shoots and kills him. John's dying words to his son are that the angels would guide him. Amidst all of the chaos, Mrs. Coulter manages to find and capture Lyra. As the season comes to a close, Lord Asriel arrives in a new world where he finds angels. He explains his desire to form a new Republic of Heaven, free from the control of the Magisterium's authority. And in another mysterious world, the deceased Roger miraculously calls out to his friend Lyra.